Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Thanks for coming out. This is our third Ekphrasis event with the Maryland Writers Association, and the last two have been fantastic. I'm really looking forward to tonight as well. A couple of words about the National Juried Exhibition. We had 584 art pieces submitted to this show this year. And it's one juror, his name is Jacob Muldowney, who combed through all that work and selected 66 pieces for the exhibition. And it's artwork from all over the country. The work selected, a majority of it is from the Maryland, Virginia, Pennsylvania region. That's probably like 70% of where the submissions come from. But we've got work from, there's Texas, Kentucky, Illinois, Ohio, I think. Maybe even Colorado, I can't remember. But so 66 pieces he selected, and then there are awards for that as well. And this past Saturday was the award ceremony for that and the opening of the exhibition. So really great work. I think he did a great job at selecting like a wide variety. I mean, there's quilted fabric work, there's found objects, there's sculptures. If you travel through here, there's some larger sculptures, paintings, all kinds of stuff. But I think it makes it fun for poets to decide what they want to respond to. And I'm really happy with some of the pieces that our poets that'll be reading have selected for the poetry. So I'm going to hop out of the way. I wanted to let the poets who are here know that Rada had you going first. And then Joni, is it Joni or Yoni? Joni. And then, is Sabrina here? I didn't see Sabrina. What about Lily? Lily? Okay. So you'll go after Joni, and then Diane will read her poem last. But I'm going to have Diane come up and kind of introduce things as well. So give it up for Diane Helen Jarvis. Helen Jarvis. Did I say it right? Great.
Thanks, Corey. I just want to welcome everyone on behalf of the Frederick chapter of the Maryland Writers Association. If you're not a member, think about joining. We have a lot of fun, lots going on. I'm the treasurer, so I'm just the money person, filling in for some others who have to be out of town today. So we're real happy you came and you participated, and I'm going to turn it over to Rod to read his poem.
Hello, good evening. My name is Rod Deasy, and I'm happy to be reading again here. I always enjoy coming and reading poems for these artworks that we find in here. It's always a great exhibition. And I'm very glad that you can see the artwork here because it isn't actually on the walls. It's one of the few pieces of artwork that didn't show up for the exhibition, even though it was selected. Right. Okay, anyway, the name of the woodblock is Summer, and it's by Catherine Rubin, who comes from Kentucky. And as far as I know, the artwork is still in Kentucky, but we've got a facsimile of it here to look at. And you can see it's a young boy eating cotton candy. My poem is called It's Summer, Charlie Brown. Summer is a-coomin' in, but we can't hear the cuckoos for cicadas. This year's plague is red-eyed and stoned from 17 years of munching tree roots underground. Billy Collins banned them from poems, but they flew in anyway, lost in the mating haze. They don't sing, but make their intolerable racket with timbrels, vibrating membranes on their hollow tum-tums. Sticking with nature, despite our summer bird watching, cameras and binoculars from Amazon at the ready, we still haven't found the 3 billion birds we lost sometime in the last 50 years or so. Never mind. The boys of summer are here, dancing on the green fields of yesteryear. They're desperate to turn the clock back to when baseball was America's national sport, and everyone huddled around radios listening to the games. Now the boys are swinging torpedoes for attention. The climate change we're forbidden to mention means that a hot summer day is no longer 99 degrees in the shade, but a scorching 115. That's way too toasty for the summer staple of young capitalists. Your local lemonade stand is done for. And so is Lucy's psychiatry booth. Too hot and too sciencey. But never mind the heat. The waves at the beach are crashing down as usual, and the sand is as yellow as ever. Dunk yourself in the ocean. Ignore the sharks and jellyfish. Everything will be fine. At least the county fairs are still with us, with their well-groomed pet cows and sheep, power-washed pink pigs, and sweating horses and riders grunting as they heave themselves up and over the pock-marked fences. At the other end of the fairground, the calliope plays the same music that so charmed your great-grandma, and the merry-go-round's carved and painted ponies go round and up and down, taking you to a magical place where skies are predictably an infinite blue, and the only cloud around is trapped on a stick, disappearing one sweet bite at a time. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Joni Rouse, and the piece that spoke to me is here in the room. This is Ruth Losner's Life Cycle 1.0. This one I really enjoyed doing. It was very picturesque. When I first saw it, it was on a black background. What I really like, though, is on this white background. So much pops, and I was just very intrigued by the idea of finding certain things and thinking certain things. The title of my poem is Maternal Midnight Musings, featuring Mary Oliver and Robert Frost. I need to ask you something. Time is passing faster, and I'm afraid my thoughts will be carried away on the wind in a direction that none of us will know. Did I ground you? Did I plant my roots deep enough? Did I use the right seed? Did I remind you to dance in the rain? Did I whisper to you that tears and fears mean growth? Did I tell you that acorns are the most amazing creation on the earth? Did I shout to you that bare branches are just as beautiful? Are you curious? Did I let you explore the ins, the outs, the ups and downs before your clock started? Did I chain you down with damaged wings? Did I mention that artists and poets have perpetual clocks? That there are miles to go before I sleep? And that joy is not meant to be a crumb? Did I tell you how proud I am that you left the nest? Did I mention that I am grateful that your flights have been safe? Do you know that you always have a home in my arms? But most importantly, did I tell you enough times that I love you? if I didn't? Is there still time? Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lily. I didn't really expect y'all to write so much, so I didn't write that much. Sorry for the briefness of this. I also didn't name it. I just named it after the artwork. All right. Sit on the train. Rumble thunder over bars and rats, hand folded over other. Across from me sits. Sit on the train. Body leaning with push and pull. Avoid the gaze, which across from me sits. Sit on the train. The person besides reads Fyodor. Reach out a hand. Across from me sits. Sit on the train. Pack my things and rush to the door. Look forward, not back. Behind me sits. Get off the train. Thank you. The next one's me.
Did you want to do that too?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So, bird feeder. Cheep, cheep, says one, and coo, coo, another whispers. Peace, peace, the tiny one shrieks. Quo, quo, 12 preach. And 2 fight with 3, then 4, then 8 join. Sea drizzles down below, and wiry feet hug every meadow inch. The man chuckles, silly birds, and goes back to Fox. Thank you.
Okay, I chose insert 25 cents and feel something. And the artist is Chris. I think his last name is Combs. And it's over there, and if you have a quarter, you can play it, okay? But it has to be a real quarter, because a fake quarter doesn't work. And I guess there's 7 versions that come forward. Okay, so I'll read my poem. Insert 25 cents to feel something. An ersatz, distressed, blue metal box, coin slot, viewing lens, the promise of pick up, pain relief for a quarter. In 31 seconds, the artist scissors me out of today and pastes me into the past. I am 3, watching a 30s Crazy Cat cartoon. Crazy Cat, black and white and racist all over. I'm ashamed he was my favorite. Intrigued, I repeat the reel and discover the artist reflected in his electronic sculpture's lens, along with his cat pictures. Bony arms, t-shirt, against a backdrop like the basement of a serial killer. Fluorescent lights, plastic bins on metal shelving, shoving the tabby aside. The artist. He thinks his themes are surveillance, control, algorithmic bias, facial recognition, motion sensing. He embraces and questions technology, or hopes he does. But I see Crazy Cat and the idea of buying feelings instead of earning them, like hiring an escort rather than learning your girlfriend's middle name, or buying a bigger boat instead of listening to a bird. I've heard the world repeats itself over and over, as if God hits the repeat rinse button on the washing machine, except the clothes never get any cleaner. I'm fearful it's true. Crazy Cat is coming back through this electronic art sculpture. Despots, oligarchs, autocrats are coming back too, and you know who and how. I worry I won't live long enough to catch the next cycle. Am I ripe enough for reincarnation? So, thank you.